Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Shyler. In today's video we are going to be learning how to make the sweetheart top of the sweetheart set. So I decided to name this set the sweetheart set because it was inspired by the month of February that is usually related to love and Valentine's Day and all that. So I made a poll on my Instagram page asking whether I should make a quick set for Valentine's Day, and I got over 700 people saying yes. Of course we had some no's, about 30 to 40, but I'll go with the majority. I know not everyone may like your idea, so I just decided to go for it because I really respect the many people who said yes. So this week was supposed to be for the oversized sweater, but since we are running out of time and some people may want to make some cute outfits for Valentine's Day and that has a deadline, I decided to postpone the sweater to next time, and then I first work on the sweetheart set. So in this video we are going to be learning how to make the top, and then part 2 will be the skirt, and then maybe later on I'll be showing you how to turn that into maybe shorts. I'm considering that, but that's not yet final. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. So stay tuned and let's begin. This tutorial is going to be very quick. I'll be just pointing out the main parts, and the materials you'll need are any medium weight yarn. I'll be using fingering yarn, but I'll be doubling my strand to achieve the medium weight. And then this is Robin 100% acrylic, and I'll also need a pair of scissors. For the hooks you'll need a 4mm crochet hook and a 2.75mm crochet hook. I'll be pointing out when you need these two hooks. And then you'll need a tapestry needle and a measuring tape. And yeah, let's get started. So we're going to start off with the top, and for the top I'm going to be using red for the bra cups, and then we shall start the mixture of colors on the band below the bra cups. So you're going to grab your 2.75mm crochet hook. You're going to start with a slip knot and then make a chain of I'm going to make a chain of 16, and this is going to be medium size. I've made so many bralettes, and I give different approaches to all the bralettes that I make. So for this I just made a chain from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I just made a chain that measures from the nipple down to the base of the breast. So if that's the approach you're using, then go ahead and follow this. And I have my 16 chains. If you're a bigger size, I would advise you to make more chains. So after your 16 chains, you're going to chain up 3 and then go into the 4th chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th chain you're going to make a double crochet, and then continue to double crochet in each and every chain all the way across your chain until you get to the very last chain. So I'm coming to the end of my chain, and I have only one chain left, and in that last chain you're going to place 3 double crochets. So 1, 2 and 3. So your 3 double crochets in the last chain, and then you're going to chain up 2 and place 3 more double crochets in that same chain. So 1, 2 and 3. So when you have that, now we are going to be working at the back of our chain. We are going to go into each and every chain without skipping any and placing 1 double crochet in each and every chain. And I'm doing this while weaving in this strand there. So if you don't know how to make the basic bra cup, I'll be attaching some links of the videos that I've made that would really help you with a well-fitted bra cup. So don't forget to go into the very last stitch, and the very last stitch is this chain that's attached to the chain 3. So you go into it with a double crochet, and that's what we have for row 1. This is how your work should look like. And now we are going to row 2. So you're going to chain up 3, turn your work, and go into the next stitch with 1 double crochet and all the way up. So 1 double crochet in each and every stitch all the way to the tip of the bra cup. So by the tip I mean the chain 2 space. So you work all the way up to the chain 2 space. So I'm placing my very last stitch before I get to the chain 2 space. So 1 double crochet, and now I'm at the chain 2 space, and that chain 2 space is going to get 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 more double crochets. That's all. And then you go into all the remaining stitches with 1 double crochet all the way to the end of your row. So continue working until the end of the row, and I'll meet you at row 3. So I finished my row 2, and this is what my work looks like. We're going to row 3, and for row 3 it's going to be a repeat of row 2. So chain up 3, turn your work, and place 1 double crochet in the second stitch, because the chain 3 counts as a double crochet. That means it's attached to the very first stitch. So you go into the second stitch and into all the remaining stitches all the way up to the chain 2 space. And when you get to the chain 2 space, you'll place 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 more double crochets, and then after that you'll go down to the end of the row with 1 double crochet in each and every double crochet. So we are just repeating row 2, and from row 3 onwards until you get your desired coverage for your bra cup, you're going to just keep repeating this row until your bra cup builds up. So I'm going to go off camera and I work my rows until I get the coverage that I want for my bra cup. So you can see here I've reached the chain 2 space. I'll place 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 more double crochets, and then go into the next double crochet, which is this one, and place 1 double crochet all the way down. So continue to work row 2 until you get your desired coverage for your bra cup, and I'll meet you when we are done. So I went ahead to do a total of 7 rows, and these were enough for full coverage for my bust. So I'm a small to medium, I could say, but maybe I'm more on the side of small when it comes to bust measurements. So I did a total of 7 rows, and you're going to go ahead and make the same exact bra cup. I have already done mine, and now you're going to just make a slip stitch in this corner so that we have something like this. So let me make my slip stitch. So after my very last stitch here, I'm going to just go into this corner and make my slip stitch and chain 1. That means we've attached our bra cups together, so we already know what this is forming. This is our coverage for the breasts, and now we are going to be working on the band for our bralette. So for the band, I'm going to cut this. Just leave, I always leave some room for attaching in case I need any string lying around, but if I don't need it, I get rid of it later. So I'll have this, and then I have some on this side. So yeah, this is how my bra cups are looking like. And now we're going to be working on the band that sits below the bra cups, and that's when we are going to introduce the 2 colors, because now we're going to be working red and white. So I decided that my hearts will be red, and the middle section that shapes out the hearts will be white. So we're going to have something like this, and I'm going to be showing you how to achieve this look. So let's begin. So since this stitch doesn't work up really fast, I'm going to just give you a demonstration of how to achieve this exact look, but a small portion of it, so that you can change it to whatever size that you need to do. So we are going to switch to our 4mm crochet hook, because it's the one that's going to be working the band at the base. And we are going to start off with a chain. So the foundation chain should be a total, a multiple of 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've done a total of 30 chains, and then we're going to leave this at that, and we are going to introduce our second color, which is red. You're going to make a slip knot, and you're going to insert your hook in that very last chain that you did there, pull through and tighten that loop on the red thread, and chain up 3 and place 2 more chains in the same exact chain. So 1, 2 more double crochets, sorry, not 2 more chains. So you're leaving this loop, don't tamper with it. If you have a stitch marker, you can clip it into this loop, but I don't have one, so I won't use one. Then the next thing that you're going to do is chain up 3 and skip 5 chains at the base. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and into the 6th you're going to place a total of 5 double crochets. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So at the beginning we have 3 double crochets, but then here we have 5 double crochets. And then you're going to chain up 3, skip 5 chains, and into the 6th you're going to place 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you're going to chain up 3, skip 5 chains, and into the 6th 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 3, skip 5 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Into the 6th you're going to place 5 double crochets. And then you're going to chain up 3, skip 5 chains, and into the very last chain you're going to place 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. And that's what we have for row 1, because this was the foundation chain. So as I said, I'm going to be just doing a demonstration, but this length is going to be below your bra cups, so you will consider 3/4 of your rib cage measurement. So all the way around, but you don't want to put it all the way around. You're going to leave some gap for the straps to do the crisscross. I'll be showing you when the top is ready. So your foundation chain should be a multiple of 6. That's all you need to know, but long enough to go around your rib cage, at least at the front towards the back of the rib cage. And then yeah, that's what you should consider. So after your 3rd double crochet here, you're going to pull this a bit and leave it hanging. Make sure you don't pull it out. And now we are going to switch to our white. Remember this loop that we left behind? You're going to pull this a bit. Let me get the red out of the way. So like this, and then you're going to chain up 2. Just to bring this this yarn a bit up to start the next row. So you can chain 3. Let me chain 3 because 2 was a bit short. And then remove your hook and go into that very first chain because it's our very first stitch. And I'm going to grab this loop and pull it through this very first stitch like that. And then I'm going to chain up 1 and single crochet in that very stitch. That's what we have. And then you're going to chain 2, and remember we skipped 5 chains at the base, so you're going to go into the middle one, which is the 3rd. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means the middle stitch is here, and we are going to do an elongated double crochet. So you're going to yarn over, insert your hook down here, pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 1, and then pull through 2, and pull through the last 2. So that's the elongated double crochet. And then you're going to chain up 1 and go into the very chain, and do another elongated double crochet. So that's what we have. And then you're going to chain up 2, and in the third double crochet, which is the middle double crochet of the 5, so 1 2 3, you're going to place a single crochet there, and then you're going to chain 2, and in the third one of the chain below, you're going to go there with an elongated double crochet, yarn over, pull through 1, pull through 2, pull through 2, chain 1, and do another elongated double crochet in the same stitch, like that. And then you're going to chain 2, skip the next 2 stitches, and into the third make a single crochet, and then you're going to chain 2 and do the same thing down here. Go into the third chain, make an elongated double crochet, chain 1, and make another elongated double crochet, chain 2, skip the next 2 stitches, and into the third, single crochet. And I'm going to repeat this until the end of the row, and I'll show you what to do after that. So this is my very last space where I'm supposed to place the V-stitch at the base. So I'm doing my elongated double crochet, chain 1, and another elongated double crochet in the same exact chain, like that. So that's what you have. And now we are going to chain up 2 and place a single crochet in this very last stitch, which is a double crochet, that one, and you're going to place your single crochet there, and that marks the end of row 2. So let's go to row 3. So for row 3, you're going to pull up this loop a bit so that it can't undo itself, and then turn your work to the back side, and you're going to go into that very single crochet there, and you're going to grab the red at the back. So everything that you grab is from the back side, and pull. By the time you pull the red string, your hook should be in there, and you're going to pull this through the single crochet and leave this hanging, because we shall come back to it obviously. So we are going to chain up 4, after your chain of 4, you're going to go into this V-stitch in the chain 1 space and place a total of 3 double crochets, sorry, 5 double crochets, not 3, like that. And you're going to chain up 3, 5 double crochets in the next V-stitch, which is the chain 1, 1 2 3 4 and 5, chain 3, 1 2 3 4 5, chain 3, 5 double crochets in the next V-stitch, chain 3, 5 double crochets in the next V-stitch, which is the very last V-stitch here. Like that. And then you're going to chain up 1 and go into that single crochet, the white single crochet, and place a double crochet there. And after that, we are just balancing the same thing that we did at the beginning. So if you're a bit lost and you don't know how to end your row, just look at the beginning and see what you did. So you can see for row 1 we started with 3 double crochets and we ended with 3 double crochets. Then for row 2 we ended with a single crochet. That means we also started with a single crochet. And for row 3 we started with a chain 4, which counts as a double crochet, chain 1, and that means we end with a chain 1 double crochet. So we just balance what's on both sides so that we can have straight edges. So after this, after your double crochet, you're going to pull that and leave it hanging. So by now you should be knowing why we do this, because we always come back to them and we work on the next round with them instead of cutting our yarn every other round, every other row. So we are going to row 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And for row 4 we come back to our white yarn and we chain up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this counts as our very first elongated double crochet. So it counts as the elongated double crochet, chain 1. So we are just going to go into the same space and do another elongated double crochet. So yarn over, go into this loop, not this, but this, that space below the white, and make an elongated double crochet. And that's done. And now we're going to chain 2 and go into the middle stitch of the 5 and place a single crochet, chain 2, go into this space here, not here but here, and make an elongated double crochet, chain 1 and go into the next space, which is this one, and make another elongated double crochet. So that's what we have. And then you're going to chain 2, single crochet in the middle stitch of the 5 double crochets. So these single crochets are the ones that create the hearts. These sticks here, these stitches create the boundary of the heart, and yeah, that's the flow of the pattern. So as you build your panel, you'll notice that the hearts are more defined, more well defined. So chain 2 and do the same. Go into the first space with an elongated double crochet, chain 1 and go into the next space with an elongated double crochet, and then chain 2, single crochet in the middle stitch of the 5 double crochets, and then you're going to chain up 2, go into the first space with an elongated double crochet, chain 1, elongated double crochet in the next space, chain 2, single crochet in the middle stitch of the 5 double crochets. So you can see this lower part, the red part was almost half of a heart, but for this next thread part it's more like a full heart, well shaped. So I'm going to continue that. I don't want to skip out anything because this pattern can be a bit tricky if you don't know how to go about it. So I'm trying to explain as much as I can for you to get it right. So after this, you're going to chain 2, and then you're going to go into the middle stitch of the 5 double crochets with a single crochet, and then you're going to chain 2, and now we're going to do our very last elongated double crochets. So you go into the space below the white, just like we did at the beginning of the row. So elongated double crochet, chain 1, and one last elongated double crochet in that single crochet here. So in the white single crochet there, you're going to go in there with an elongated double crochet, and that marks the end of row 4. So now we are moving to row 5. So row 5, you're going to pull this and leave it alone, and we're going to turn our work because row 5 is going to be moving towards this side. And you're going to grab this, you're going to put your hook through the red, and you're going to chain up 3, because the red is a bit low. It was at this level and we want it to be at this level so that we can start our next row. So when you chain up 3, you're going to pull up that loop, leave it, and insert your hook in this space, the chain 1 space. And attach. So I hope you saw that clearly. You're going to leave this hanging. We shall come back to it later. And you're going to chain up 3. And now this is a chain 1 space, but remember it's at the edge. So you place 2 more double crochets. We don't put a full shell on the edge. That resembles what we did at the beginning. So the first thread row had 3 double crochets at the beginning and at the end. So we are bringing it back at row 5. So after your 3 double crochets, you're going to chain up 3, and then you're going to go into the chain 1 space here between these 2 elongated double crochets and place a total of 5 double crochets. Like that. Chain 3, place a total of 5 double crochets in between the elongated double crochets, and continue to do that until the end of the row. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 3, and now we are in between the 2 elongated double crochets at the edge, so we shall only place 3 double crochets. So that marks the end of row 5, and you can see the shapes coming out as hearts. So I'm going to explain to you what to do from here. I'm going to be putting timestamps at every row from row 1 to row 4, because row 5 is the same exact as row 1. So from row 5 resembles row 1. That means row 6 is row 2, row 7 is row 3, row 8 is row 4. So it's a repeat of 4 rows. So when you're working your big project, you should just get a notebook or something, and then you note down row 1 resembles row 5, row 6 is row 2, like that, so that you can go to the description box, or I'm going to be pinning the timestamp in the comments, so that you can just tap there and you know what to do for the next row. So you'll keep building this until you have the thickness of the band that you want on your bralette. So for me, I did a total of 10 rows for my bralette. I don't want it to be too long, but at the same time not too short, because I want to pair it with something. So I want some skin to show in between. So this is what I came up with, and I want the hearts to face up. I want the hearts to face the right direction, because since we work this stitch from this side going all the way this side, it's very easy to confuse the shaping of the hearts if you want to build a garment. So I decided to build it upwards, and I want the hearts to face up. And we are going to reintroduce our bra cups. And at this point, you're going to count how many hearts you have, so that you get the middle section of your band. So for me, I have a total of 13 hearts across. So this is the exact middle. I have 13. That means on the 7th heart, that's my exact middle heart. And I'm going to bring my bra cups here and place them at that point. There. So it really depends on what colors you used. I know most of you may even have changed the color. You may do black and white, you may do whatever color that you want. So the use of this the strings that I left behind was to attach these bra cups onto the band that we have made. So I'm going to distribute this band equally across my bra cups. And the way I want to do that is I have these spaces on the band. I have this chain 2, I have a chain 1, I have a chain 2, chain 2, chain 1, and all of them are going to be representing, I'll be attaching 2 stitches in each, and then 1 row on the bra cup. Let me show you what I mean by that. So my exact middle is here, and we know that we have 7 rows on our bra cup. That means 7 times 2 is 14. So sorry, I think I explained it badly last time. So I have 14 here, 14 rows, because we have this side and this side. So we are going to count these spaces: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So on the 14th, actually I had explained it clearly. On the 14th, you're going to attach your yarn, but then attach 2 times into that very first row. And we're going to be attaching 2 times in each row. So you go to the next gap, the next space on the band, and attach 2 times in the next row. Then skip over to the next space and do the same, 2 times in each row. Then we go to the chain 1 space, attach 2 times in the next row. So since I'm starting from the edge, I have to be very careful so that the very final row sits at the exact middle point of the band. So you have to be very, very careful. If you don't know how to figure it out, then I would rather you start from the middle going outwards. That will be easier for you. So I'm still attaching. So 2 times in each space, both at the base and at the bra cup. If you have a better way of attaching, go ahead and use that. It's really up to you. If you want to use a single crochet, then that's really up to you. You can go ahead and do that. So you can see that I have this space left, and this is the exact middle of my work. And I have 1 row left. That means I go into the last space with 2 stitches, and then the very final stitch will go into that middle, the exact middle stitch, and into the exact middle of these bra cups, and you'll attach that like that. And then I'm going to pull out my tapestry needle. So this is how I've attached my bra cup. I'm going to go ahead and do the same exact thing on this side, and then I come back and show you what to do next. Alright, so I've come to the end of my second bra cup, and I'm going to just do one more attaching just to make it secure enough, and then I'll weave it in at the back side. Just go into a couple of stitches and hide this tail. Okay, like that. So this is done, and at this point I can cut my yarn, and this is what I have. I'll weave in these ends later on, or let me do that right now. So here we are, and I think the general shape of the bralette has been achieved. And right now what we want to do is to attach straps. So I'm going to start attaching my straps. I'm still going to be using my 2.75mm crochet hook, and that's the hook that I use for my bra cups. So you start off with a slip knot and go to that upper point of your bra cup and attach your yarn, and then chain up 3, double crochet in the same space, chain 3 and double crochet in between these 2 stitches. So go into that space and double crochet, chain 3, double crochet in between the 2 spaces below. So that's how I want to build my strap, and I'm going to do that for a couple of times until I get the length of the strap that I want. So I did a total of 50 segments on each strap, but you can do a strap as long as you want or as short as you want. That's really up to you. But I did a total of 50 segments of these loops, those small loops. And now the next thing that you're going to do is to turn our work to the wrong side, and we lace up our bralette. You know exactly how we always do it if you've been following along with my former tutorials, but those who are new here, this is how we do it. We create an X at the back like that, and now you bring your bralette in. So you just bring this like this, and then determine where you want your straps to pass. So I think my first space can be here. Just equally distribute the strap to the band. So what you do on this side is exactly what you do on the other side. So that's my first space, and then I'll go here. This will be my second. So I'm going above the red row. and then there's still one space above the red row, and I go in there and in there, and that's how I've done it. You can do it 2 times or 3 times depending on the length of your strap. If it's so long, then you can go into each and every row. If it's so short, you can skip out this, and then you have something to tie around comfortably. So since mine is a bit short, then I'll just consider the lower part like this. But if you see like you need a longer one, you can always go back and elongate the strap like that, and then you make a knot at the base. And this is how our sweetheart top has come out. I hope you guys really enjoyed this tutorial. I can't wait to see you in my next one when we are doing the bottom part of this top. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.